All right, everybody. So this is my training called How to Start and Grow a Consulting and Coaching Business. I've got a lot of text here, but I'm just going to spend some time explaining every piece away and just kind of telling you exactly how this has served our clients. We've got about 300 people currently inside of the Consulting Blueprint program, which is where we actually spend intimate time. We've got daily support calls. You can get unlimited one-to-one support. Actually, we've had about 300 people go through the program, so I want to correct my words there. You can see here, this is an inside look. We've got an incredible community, 233 active members. We get daily support. You can see I'm pretty active here on Slack, so I'll actually help you as well personally. We've got an incredible community, $7,000 a week, $10,000 close. We really are good at what we do. So I just want to build some authority. This guy wrote up a post with our help, got 500,000 views, 15 calls booked, and 3 closed deals. Gracilia, and a $10,000 client payment. I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of our client results, $50,000 a month. So this isn't I don't want this to be a flashy marketing thing. I just want to explain exactly what we do for our clients and what they have done. So what we do and what you do. So if you were to invest with us, what you would need to do, as well as everything that has worked for our clients so far. So I'm hoping to keep this under 15 minutes here. So let's get it right into it. If at any point you're finding value in this training, I would encourage you to just reach out and book a call. Okay, so we're not going to force you to make a decision. We only want to make offers to people we know are a good fit, because our program is so hands-on and it's so intense, and it's such an intense process of building your business together. So this is not a make money online thing. This is an actual business. Even though you do make it online, and I've got tons of time freedom, schedule freedom, etc. So my goal is to help my clients start and grow consulting and coaching businesses online using their pre-existing expertise. Okay, if you have no pre-existing expertise, we can work with that, and you can work with that. But in a perfect world, you kind of know what you're selling. Okay, our clients have made over $10 million. So of coaching and consulting primarily. That's group programs like group coaching, one-to-one coaching, services, masterminds, things like that. Okay, if you have no niche, no offer, no expertise, you're not sure which route to go, that's totally fine. We can work with that. But again, like I said, you're going to get quick results, obviously, if you have some pre-existing expertise. Okay, so here's what our clients need in order to reach $200,000 to $500,000 a year. Let me zoom in here. Maybe this is going to be easier to read. Let me just make sure my camera isn't too in the way here. Okay, that should, let me just put myself right here. So first of all, I say a mindset that all problems can be solved and that no one's stopping you from simply stepping up to the plate and creatively solving problems for clients. So when I say this, I feel like a lot of guys that get into the consulting game and they literally just model what they see other people doing, because they're if they're making money doing it, I could probably do that. A prime example of this is one thing I see a lot of people doing is running Facebook ads for small businesses. And you might not even be aware of that. You might not be so into the consulting industry that you're not aware of that fad. But it is. It's Facebook ads for e-commerce businesses or lead gen for dentists. These common niches, in a way, it's kind of a scarcity mentality. Okay, you need to have a mindset that all problems can be solved, and that no one is stopping you from simply stepping up to the plate and creatively solving problems for clients. So really, when we're building our consulting business, we're not just giving people information, we're actually helping people get to a certain end point. So the whole goal of a consulting business is that you actually move someone from where they are now to where they want to get, okay? And you have a clear process for doing so. So really, we start with the end in mind. And then you got to understand, a lot of the time, this is the big mindset breakthrough that a lot of our clients have when they're inside of our program and when they work with us, is a big breakthrough is realizing that the reason why your prospects and clients haven't been able to solve their problem yet is because either A, they weren't even aware that they had a problem that they could solve. So you can actually tell them look, you aren't doing all that you could do, and then they're oh, okay, so how do I do all that I could do? So in your marketing, you can spike interest by saying, if you had $1 million a year and you want to get to $2 million a year easily, or if you're content in your marriage but you're still secretly comparing your marriage to other people's marriage, just spiking some pain that probably wasn't already there and raising their standards for themselves, or speaking to a pretty obvious pre-existing outcome and desire, So hopefully that makes sense. I think it's about moving people to where they want to get, not just giving them information. Okay. And a good line that you can use to help you really clarify what you do, and this is what we teach our clients in our program. So these are some examples of offers. Okay. So I'm starting right with the offer because I think it's gonna be confusing if I just say, oh, here's like the 6-step process to filling your calendar if you don't even feel like you know what you're going to sell. Okay. So I help group of people to achieve result in time frame with process. Let me actually underline that real quick. Oh no, I can't. Without thing they don't want / thing they've already tried, or poking fun at industry. So example is I allow career women to identify their dream job and land it within 6 months of using my interview and resume script without job hunting till 3 a.m. on the weekend. And then I was going to write something else that like poked fun at the industry, but I didn't get around to it. Or another example is I allow people to discover their God-given calling without sacrificing their values or overly spiritual weird retreats. It's kind of poking fun at the industry, right? Or sacrificing their values. I don't want to do that. E.g., I get freelancers $200K a year in 6 months using my sales and authority building frameworks without paying for Upwork ads or something that you think, freelancers are struggling with. I allow men who work from home to harmonize work life by becoming more effective in less time without annoying your wife. I put on 20 pounds of lean muscle on men in 12 months without overextending them in the gym, making them eat like crazy, or developing a caffeine addiction. It's just very, very clear, I do X with Y. So I achieve X outcome with like Y vehicle without Z pain, right? And you want to charge $2,000 minimum. So whether this is $1,000 twice or $2,000 up front, this is like a good beginner rate. So in our program, we've got some really intense sales training. If you've never sold something like this before, do not be intimidated. This is like super normal for the consulting industry. I've sold, projects worth $30,000 up front in cash in my consulting business. Okay. You guys can probably see I'm up pretty. It's literally midnight right now. It's like a late day for me. It's not normal for me. $2,000 minimum is pretty normal. Okay. And so we're going to help you charge this if you haven't before. We have clients in CB who charge even like $10,000. Okay. So $2,000 minimum is pretty normal. And if you're seeing that number and it scares you, like lean into us and let us help you, because charging this rate, let's say you get 4 clients a month, that's a pretty solid income. And not only is it a solid income, but it's actually quite impactful if you can really discover an offer that works well for you. Okay. And if you feel like none of these work well for you, like I just wrote this up in like 10 minutes. So you want to really think like, what have I achieved in my life, or what has somebody close to me in my life achieved in their life that maybe, I could teach others to do. And what's beautiful about the consulting industry, like I said, you don't even have to have achieved it yourself. There's this idea that like the best, like those who can't do teach. I've heard that, a lot of times from a lot of people, and it's actually honestly not true, because the reality is like if you're spending more time solving a problem for somebody than they have the time to solve themselves, or you're solving a problem that they weren't even aware that they had, then you can add a lot of value to somebody's life or their business. Okay. So next is a clear timeline of deliverables inside of their offer. So like what are the pillars of value in your offer? So at the start, like this is really what you're going to have at the start. Theory and bringing in outside experts, like via YouTube, books, YouTube channels, and that's totally fine. Like my first $10,000 client, I basically just taught them theories that I'd read in other books, and what's incredible is they succeeded. So you can just take lessons you're learning from other people and give them to people. So you can almost just be like an information hose and give them what they need. So like this idea that you have to have done it yourself is just honestly not true. Like it's really helpful to have done it yourself, don't get me wrong. But to get started, you just need to know the theory and teach it well, and be able to sort of course correct and honestly admit when you're not sure. So the common beginner objection is like, what if I don't have the authority? And that's how you solve it, honestly. It's being willing to admit when you don't know, and being willing to admit when you were wrong, but also at the same time holding your ground and saying, look, this is what I know works because of these reasons. So you always want to point back to the outcome for the client. Like, look, if you don't do this, you're not going to get the sort of result that you invested in me at the start for, right? Next is slowly applying your self-taught or self-learned lessons. You'll notice that even if you don't have the answer to a specific problem, you can simply get back to them or come up with a framework to help them out. Figure it out later, okay? Next is to really build like a high value product. And this is one of my secrets, honestly. You want to have a 12-hour monthly planning session every month. So like one whole day, like literally from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And you want to write up a doc like this one. So like what I have right here, this is like a version of something you can write up. Just like all your bullet points, all kind of your source material, right? And just write it up. And then arrange a call literally a day after with your top client and run it by them, and like run by them everything you've just written out. Run by them their thoughts, spend 1 to 2 hours chatting ideas, getting their feedback, and adjusting the doc, okay? And then collect notes on every call and use this data to ask a simple question once a month. What can I do for my clients to help further guarantee their success? And you kind of want to turn this doc into training material. So like this is kind of messy. Like honestly, like I just flicked on the recorder. I'm just putting it in here. But like our clients, like in CB, like I'll show you like when our clients build a fresh offer. Like I'll just show you an example. Like Gracilia, she fresh offer, totally new to our program, sold $10,000 project within literally 2 weeks of joining. So it's absolutely freaking nuts. Another example is Elite was charging like less than $2,000, now charges. Let's see, I don't think he says it here, but he charged over, I think it was like $20,000 for him, or it's like $18,000 for a client. Same with Kaylee, she was charging like $1,000. Now she's charging a lot more for her health coaching. But anyway, the point is, when you get this feedback from clients and you actually write clear and concisely out exactly what you do, you can start to charge clearer. And especially when you have an outcome-based offer and you're actually like moving people towards where they want to be versus just selling them information, right? So let me check how much time I'm at right now. Okay, 4 minutes left. I'm going to see if I can do this in 7 minutes. So, okay, collect notes on every call. Use this data to ask a simple question. What can I do for my clients to help further guarantee their success? Very, very, very simple. And you can't really ask this question unless you have a clear outcome. So this is why we start with the outcome in mind. Like if you're this woman helping other women find their dream job, okay, the outcome is dream job. So if outcome is dream job, then between not dream job and dream job, what are the key things that need to happen? And how can you almost enforce that they will happen for your clients? All right. Next. 2 prospecting methods, direct and slow burn audience. Okay, so direct means just like literally reaching right out to people that could use your help and getting right in front of the right audience, building relationships quickly, getting on the phone and making offers. And this is how I grew my business extremely rapidly. This is the 0 to 250K a year model. Okay, and you can honestly like get this to $1 million a year. You can't. We've seen clients do it many times. And this is an online audience built on a specific platform: YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. Let me actually go straight. Let me go for the direct first, and then I'll talk about this in a sec, like the more long term. So direct is what we call the Facebook flywheel. This is when you identify and join 25 Facebook groups that fit your niche generally. Okay, so like you'd be surprised how many groups there are out there. We get clients at CB saying, "Oh, I can't find a group for me," and then we literally spend 30 seconds looking for a group when we find one. It's just they don't know how to look. Like a few key secrets are just use the search bar. Like look on the search bar and try and find those groups. Another one is when you find a key group, look at the people in that group, click their profile, and look at what groups that they're in. So you can actually check what groups they're in, and then just kind of go down the rabbit trail from there. So that already opens up like 10 doors, and you can just do a ton of market research, okay? So there's 3 types of posts: story, value post, and question posts. Story posts is tell your story in an inspirational format. This is when like, hey, I was here, now I'm here. Like I just spoke with a lady today who's joining CB. She's this is where I actually got this idea for the career woman thing. She's an immigrant to the United States, and she just wants to teach other women how to like find and establish a good career. She makes like almost multiple 6 figures a year and a decent corporate gig. And she's like, you know what? Like I'm really passionate about helping women find a good job because she feels like she knows how to do that. So like, yeah, she could join, a job seeking Facebook group. She can join like a boss woman Facebook group, that kind of a niche, and she could just prospect and add value. So anyway, story is she would tell her story. She'd be like, 4 years ago, I was an immigrant just getting to the States or whatever. Or your story could also be like my client here. I'll show you this. Like, where are we at? Dude, I'm like this. Look at how many wins. We have freaking two $10,000 clients back to back. Like, I'm not even, it's just, I love where we're at as a business. Like the authority is just so pumping. And eventually too, as you grow your business, you build a training like this, you'd show a bunch of authority and get a bunch of clients to sign up with you too. So, okay, let me try and find a specific, here it is. So this guy got 6,000 likes, 16 shares, 500,000 views of his post, and this is just his story. So your story doesn't have to directly relate to your offer. This is something that people don't always understand, okay? They assume, I don't know, can I use this whiteboard? Oh my goodness, come on now. Free online whiteboard. Thank you. They assume that their story somehow needs to like wrap right back into their offer, so that it's like, oh, I was stuck here and then I got here and what helped me get there was this, and then this happens to be what they're selling. But that's not actually always true. you can literally just tell your story purely just to build trust and reciprocity with your marketplace, so that then they desire to do business with you. Okay, so like let's say you are selling Facebook ads for people, okay, which is similar to what this guy's selling in our group. He actually sells like brand videos for people. So he went from like sub $10,000 a month to about $70,000 a month with us in like 30 days because we helped him reposition him in his business. Okay, and so how would I say this? His story is cool. It converts. He's got a cool background story. But to be honest, even if you don't have a cool story, like my story isn't that fascinating. Like honestly, it's interesting how I'll tell my story and people are like, oh, okay. Like, you know, some people say it's super cool. Some people don't care. My story is pretty simple, right? And so I think it's important that you just share who you are. Next is value post. List 3 to 5 major tips that allowed you or your clients to achieve a certain result. So it's like, hey, here's how to find a dream career in less than 90 days without, having to, send 20 resumes a day or something, right? And then just give some advice. The final one is question post. For the career counselor woman, it would just be like, it could be something like, how long have you been looking for your dream job? Or it could be like, what exactly is stopping you from finding your dream job? Do you know? Right? And just ask these in the groups. Add all the responders to your post as friends and start using your profile to source clients by messaging your respondees. So the way this works is it's going to be almost like this loop of, how do I reset this thing, dude? Let me just get rid of everything. I'm just going to use this half. It's going to be this loop of posting and almost like building your platform for a while, right? And just kind of creating an audience and then running a call to action and saying, hey, I'm looking for a few clients to join our dream career in 6 months program. Comment the word info and I'll speak with you. And then you make sales and then you collect testimonials from those sales and then you have more content to post, right? It's like this positive feedback loop. And this is how you really dominate as a consultant, okay? So anyway, that's the direct, and it's honestly, you can build a massive business doing this. The problem with that model is it doesn't allow for a deep relationship with your prospects, like where they really, really feel like they know you. Okay, let me just refresh this page. So like the problem with just marketing straight to a group and putting a piece of content in that group and then sourcing clients out of it is that they don't spend a lot of time on your brand. And time is one of the best ways to build trust. Okay? And so this is why we also have a YouTube channel. And YouTube acts as this massive trust and reciprocity builder. Okay? Trust and reciprocity. And because they're spending literally so much time with me. So like, if you think about it, one of the main reasons why you trust your parents so much, at least if you do, not everybody does, but particularly as a kid, if you trust your parents a lot, it's because like they've had so many touch points with you. They've spent so much time with you, right? And so YouTube strategy is basically just rank videos for a certain SEO topic. So like, let's literally use this topic here. How to find a dream job as a woman. Let's just look this up. Boom. So we've got a bunch of keywords. Huge tip. You're going to want to use this. It's called TubeBuddy. And you can just find like, career, dream job, business, law of attraction. So it looks like this search volume is high and the competition is good. So like literally if you are in like this niche, like the lady I talked to today, she should do this. She should try and compete with this Linda Rayner chick and like put out her own version of this, right? And then try and see what she can do to compete here, and build like how many subscribers does this girl have? 800,000 subscribers, helping you find a career. I mean, she could literally have like a $10 million a year business if she knew how to build the back end off this. I should message her. Like, this is freaking nuts. So, yeah, I mean, does she have a program? Maybe. She's got it. She's absolutely got it. Anyway, so there you go, right? Let me get out of here. Let's go back to the whiteboard. So building trust and reciprocity takes long format content. And what's beautiful about the YouTube model is it is almost like this slow burn of like every time you put out a piece of content, it slowly builds this like feedback loop effect of building an audience, and not just an audience, but if you like are very just vulnerable and genuine, people will sense that and they'll like you for you. And then all of a sudden they're not just buying your offer, they're actually just buying to be in proximity to you. And that's a really powerful effect. It's a really, really powerful effect. So anyway, rank videos for a certain SEO topic. Let me show you 2 YouTube channels. Ben Green, he's actually on my team. Ben Green. He actually, let me do Airtable. He's actually like my systems and ops guy for my business, okay? And I allow him more on like a good contract. He can have like 5 clients outside of us just because I want him to have his own consulting business because he's also a coach for our program. Like literally with this channel, he does about like $30,000 a month with just this channel, okay? So he does pretty well. And it's just literally putting out, like, look how niche this is. Airtable is like this operations software, okay? So he just put out content for a while. He actually started off as a consulting blueprint client too. So he joined when he was doing like $3,000 a month, helped him optimize his YouTube. He gets a handful of calls a day, and now he's soaring, right? And he probably just goes on YouTube, searches Airtable, and uses TubeBuddy and identifies Airtable tutorial, Airtable demo. Search volume's decent. Competition is half decent. So this is something he can honestly like rank for, and it's why that he's making good money doing this, okay? So, moving on. Where am I? Doug and Haley's another one of our clients. We took them from $10,000 a month to over, there we go, to over $100,000 in a month. And they've sustained that rate too, okay? And so you can see these guys as well. They're a good example of like managing a YouTube channel properly. This is what we teach as well, all right? So, you know, same thing. Searching up SEO, being very personable in your content. How long has this gone? 21 minutes. All right, I'm going to wrap this up and see if I can wrap it up in 5 minutes, okay? Get flashy and controversial. It actually works really well. Clickbait is okay, and it's actually expected. You know, you need to title your videos because you got to understand when somebody searches a video on YouTube, YouTube's algorithm is literally going to first check the title of the video for those keywords. And then it's going to check the description. Then it's going to check the comments. Then it's going to check the tags you use on YouTube, okay? So you want to really think about, like, literally, if somebody's saying how to find your dream career as a woman, you should make a video. How to find your dream career as a woman. Name it that, okay? And there's tons of keyword research tools. Like, literally just Google keyword research tools, and you can do a bunch of research and come up with tons of content. Like, I've got an Evernote doc, which is just the notes doc that I use, with tons of YouTube videos ready to crank at any time, all right? And if you're not let me say this: if you're not comfortable putting yourself out there, you got to get over that. You have to get over that. That is like step 1 of becoming wealthy in the modern era on the internet. It's like getting comfortable putting yourself out there online. Okay, so if it's not something you're willing to do, then honestly, like, you have 2 choices. You can either like learn to get over that and really work on that and develop that skill, because I had to as well. Trust me, like, I used to really be awkward on camera, or, you know, like, don't grow. Honestly, it's that simple. The main metric YouTube looks at to promote your videos is watch time, so try a mix of infotainment. So, like, entertain, but also give info. A huge hack is to interview your clients. We do this a ton on YouTube, and, like, with as small of an audience as I have, I still bring in so much revenue. Like, we did, like, $150,000 this past 30 days with an audience, like, a quarter a size of, like, some people in my industry that I know are bringing in that much, literally that much, okay? So, okay, last is link your calendar. So you're going to want a software like Calendly, which you can check out calendly.com. Great appointment setting software. It just helps people. It syncs right with your Google Calendar, okay? And just link it on your YouTube videos in the description. Be sure to mention it in each video. So be like, as the intro to each videos should be like, hey, welcome back to YouTube. In today's video, I'm talking about, 4 tips for finding your dream career as a career woman. I want to encourage you that if you're ready to take some action, you're ready to work directly with me and, figure this out together over 6 months, to book your call using the link in the description. And I'd like to see if you're a good fit for my, 6-month career accelerator, or whatever you want to call your program, right? And then that way, each video acts as like I said, a seed that slowly grows your audience and grows your consistent meeting flow. CMF is something we mention in our program a lot, okay? Lastly, you need a decent understanding of sales. This is one of the things that I just simply cannot, I cannot emphasize this enough. You have to learn how to sell. And selling isn't using pressure. It's not forcing people to do things that they don't want to do. It is helping your prospect make the best decision for them, okay? So you need to learn to not be intimidated by meetings, not be afraid to go for the kill in each meeting, not judging yourself when it doesn't go perfect, okay? Staying completely numbers driven. If you're historically close 20%, that will probably stay the same. Don't get in your own head. Stay clear, clean thinking, stay objective. Okay. Every time a call is a no, just be like, it's whatever. I closed 20%. You have to know your numbers. We actually give our clients in CB a worksheet where they can fill it out every single day, keep track of their calls. Okay. You want to follow the script we have, practice role play with other members in the community. So if you join CB, you can practice role play with other members. You'll be surprised that no matter your niche, no matter your industry, no matter your offer, the sales principles are exactly the same. Little 10 or 20% differences from niche to niche, honestly. Learning sales, you can sell anything in any niche, because all it is just identifying the prospect's desires, understanding what they really want, and what's really holding them back from making a decision, getting rid of that, and then just making a strong offer, okay? So here's what's needed to grow to $1 million or more. So how much time do I have? I'm at 25 minutes. I'm actually going to stop it here. You can just read this on your own. This is our mastermind. So this is all CB. Our mastermind is honestly like a much more simple offer. CB is our primary thing, okay? And then you've got our mastermind, which is like high ticket, a scaled sales team, moving from 1 to 2 sales a day to 4 to 6. You want to scale your delivery, get out of the day-to-day delivery of your main program by adding coaches, and then add an upsell, so like a next step form of value. So if say you've got a 6-month accelerator for career-driven women, maybe you could also have an upsell where you literally have like a bunch of companies that are looking for like career-driven women, and you just connect them with them or something like that. Who knows, right? So you just want to literally like, your first step is giving them everything that they need. The next step is maybe some version of done for you in some way where you kind of add a lot of value very quick. Like one of the things that we'll do in our mastermind is you can literally work directly with my media buyer, and he will build your entire funnel for you. So he will like from scratch build a video sales letter funnel so that you're just spending money on ads to get calls back. It's just an ad to a landing page. Looks like this. Ad, landing page where they opt in. There's a video on the next page, and on the next page they can book a call, and then you make a sale on about 20% of those meetings. Okay, so it's pretty consistent. This way you're just turning cash right back into cash, and you're turning like $1 into like 4 with your business, and this is when it gets really fun. So anyway, guys, that's my training today. Hopefully this is valuable. Once again, I'm not gonna waste your time and say like, look, you can just like watch my free content and get results. Like I do believe we have some really valuable free content, but if you're dead serious and dead set on growing to multiple 5 figures a month in your business, and not just making money but having some more free time, doing meaningful work, having time for your friends, your family, your loved ones, having a consistent flow of leads and sales in your pipeline, and just kind of reclaiming some of that control in your business, and getting to a place, if you're a beginner, of certainty in this career path, because it is a legit career path, and it's something that I promote like heavily because I believe in it so much, and it's fundamentally transformed my life. Like I used to literally be a completely different person 3 years ago than I am today because of this business model. If you are in that place, I want you to do something very simple. I want you to either A, message me on Instagram or any platform, honestly, any platform, and just say, I'm ready. So I want you to go right here, and I literally spend time on my Instagram and just say, I'm ready. Just message me, okay? Say I'm ready, and we'll talk. And that's not committing you to making a decision. I just want to know that you see that you could probably do this. The other option is to book a call by going to treycockrum.com/schedule-page, okay? This is what it looks like. All you got to do is fill in a time that works for you. Let us know, and then you'll be speaking directly with myself or my team. All of our coaches and all of our team are actually people that currently run consulting businesses or are successful in a previous venture and then just ended up working on my team, okay? So you're speaking only with experts. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick training, and that is how to start and grow your business to $0 to $250,000 a year, and from $250,000 a year to $1 million a year. I mean, that's the mastermind offer. So yeah, appreciate you guys, and book a call with us. Let us serve you. Let us help you. It's time to take your business to that next level. Like, honestly, if you've watched this whole training and you're not going to book a call, like, you're honestly a little silly. Like, we are ready to serve you, and it's just kind of a no-brainer that we just come in and we just do these things alongside you and help you do them the right way so you can make a lot more money in 2022 and have a lot more freedom and have a lot more impact. So message us.